Today I'm going to be taking a 9-hour VIP first class bus in Bangkok all the way to Udon Thani in the northeast. So let's go and see what the process is like, what the bus is like. I've booked a first class bus, so I'm going to see how the journey is like. Let's show you the whole process, but I need to go and check in, so come on. I'm in the bus terminal. I have been to 7-Eleven to grab some snacks because 9 hours is a long time, and I booked my tickets on One to Go Asia a few days ago, and I've got my PDF receipt thing, but I still need to go and check in, and it's told me that I need to check in at the Nakhonchaiair counters, which is 25 and 26, and it's currently 9:11 and my bus doesn't leave until 9:55. I made sure I came here with lots of time, so let's go and check in. Sawadika. I have a ticket.
Yeah, you showed me a passport.
I have a photo of it on my phone. Thank you.
Platform 105 to 109.
Okay.
Building, name building.
So over there, platform 105?
105 to 109.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Kokunka. Okay, got my little receipt. She wanted to see my passport, which I haven't brought, even though I did have to enter my passport details in when I was booking, so I did wonder, but I've got a photo of my passport on my phone. So luckily that sufficed, and she just scanned it on the system, and I need to go and find platform 105 to 109, and she pointed over here. So let's go and have an explore, but I've got plenty of time. This is what it looks like. There's a separate northeast terminal, and I think because the northeast isn't really on the tourist route, it's not very busy. It's just Thais here, it looks like. I feel like I'm the only foreigner. But let's go and find my platform. There's plenty of facilities here. I have to go through here for the bigger numbers. This food centre looks nice. Let's check it out. There's been a couple of 7-Elevens and a Dunkin' Donuts and a couple of other things, but I've already been to 7-Eleven and got my snacks. Obviously everything here is in Thai, but it all looks really cheap. There's a little fun drinks counter as well, like that. Right, I'm going to put you away, go through the security system, and hopefully find my platform. Okay, I'm through security. Didn't care about the food bag, just wanted my Uniqlo and my Kanken, and now I need to follow the signs down here for my platform. Oh, here they all are. Ooh, there's more food and snacks and stuff down here anyway. Maybe I should have waited inside, it would have been aircon, but I like to see my bus to know that it's not going to leave without me. Oh, get me on that bus. We've got a little check-in counter over there, but there's buses all over the place here, going everywhere. There's ones to Chiang Mai, which I don't know why that's here if this is the northeast terminal, but there's ones to Phnom Penh, there's ones to Udon Thani, all over the place. I wonder actually where my one is going to, because I don't think it terminates in Udon Thani, but I'm obviously going to keep watching on the map to see where I am, because I don't know the stops either, but I know what time I should be getting in there. I'm leaving at 9:55 and I should be getting in, well, it doesn't say on here, but I should be getting in at 6 minutes past 6 this evening, and I've booked myself a hotel, and then I'll go out this evening with some friends, but at least I'll have a couple of hours to freshen up at the hotel before we go out, and I'm very excited about this. Obviously I've booked myself first class, but I don't know if you can see at the top. I need to check my passport details aren't on there. Okay, my phone number is on there, so I'm going to show you the bottom, but it says I'm 1A, seat 1A, which is very exciting. Obviously first class, never been 1A before in my life, not even on a plane. Hope we get a water bottle and some snacks on board. I used to take a bus from Mahasarikam to Bangkok all the time when I was teaching English, and I know that we stopped along the way at service stations to pee and get some snacks, but the snacks were not great for a vegetarian Western palate, which is why I picked up some snacks, but we'll see if they've lasted me the whole way. 9:58, and I think my bus has just pulled up. I did check with them that it hadn't left already, but this one says Udon Thani, so I'm gonna go and get on it, even though it's already late. Hopefully we can make up some time on the road. I'm just excited to get on and be in aircon. 9:55 to Udon Thani. It says first class. I'll wait and see when other people get on. Sawadee ka. Oh my god, we're away already. That was fast. They do not hang about. Oh, this is lovely. Got a seat all to the side by myself. It's very quiet. Yeah, as I said, the bus was super quiet and I didn't want to disturb my fellow passengers, so I decided to do a little voiceover review for you. We had the cutest hostess on this bus and I love that they have their uniform. It all looks really nice and put together, and then we were on our way. The bus was in a formation of 2-1 and I was 1A, so I was right at the front sat by myself, which was honestly great. You have a little TV screen in front of you, but I didn't actually test that out. A fold out table and a pouch to pop some bits in. I had so much legroom because I was at the front, so I just kept my bags there, but there is space to put suitcases underneath the bus or smaller bags overhead. There's also this little cup holder, which is so useful. Now onto the seat. There's button controls on each side, and one is apparently a massage function, but I couldn't get mine to work. I didn't feel anything. You can also call for assistance, and there's a light button here too. One side of the seat makes the seat recline, but you don't recline backwards into the person behind you, as the back of the chair is solid plastic, but instead you move downwards, which I think is a really clever design. And the other side has a footrest that moves up, so you can really recline and get comfortable, which is super important if you're trying to get some sleep. This bus is a sleeper bus. It's 9 hours long and they run one in the daytime and one in the night time, but I needed to get the day one today as I was meeting friends in Udon Thani that night, but I've got the night ones before from when I used to work in Mahasarkham as an English teacher. It also wouldn't have done too well for the lighting in the video if I'd got the night bus. There is a big TV at the front, which was mostly off except for a safety demonstration and some adverts, which were all in Thai. I tried to charge my portable charger as I didn't have a phone charger with a USB plug, but it wasn't working and the table was too flimsy to hold the weight of my charger up anyway. The hostess then came around with water for everyone and we were just hitting the outskirts of Bangkok. I didn't expect this at all, but then she gave us a carton of purple carrot juice and some crisp snack thing as well as a blanket. Now I've never had purple carrot juice before, but it was actually quite good. Kinda tasted like grape. Then I settled in for the journey, cracked open some of my own crisps, and we were in the countryside by now. One tip if you're doing a journey like this in Thailand is to download some shows and music. You should have service most of the way, but just in case it's patchy, you've got some entertainment sorted. But at the same time, I just love a bus journey because you get to look out the window and see the changing landscapes. The hostess came around again and gave us these lunch packs, but unfortunately I'm pretty sure this was chicken and rice, so I gave it back to her because I'm a pescatarian. I'm not sure if she understood, but that's why I brought my own snacks. If you eat meat, I think this is definitely great value, and everyone else was tucking into theirs. There is a toilet at the back of the bus and it had soap and toilet paper, but it was just so rocky. It was definitely a treacherous journey, but thank God it had a toilet because we didn't stop the whole way to Udon Thani. When I got back to my seat, the hostess told me on Google Translate that if I wanted to move over to the other side I could, because the sun was beaming into the window where I was sat, so I moved over to try it out. Even when their English isn't great, Thais are always so kind and will do almost anything to help you out. This was the footrest in action and what the general seating area looks like. It does look a little bit dated and you have some wear and tear, but most things work great, and these seats are honestly so comfortable, plus the service and the extras you get like a blanket and snacks make up for it in my opinion. Now we were well and truly in Isan at this point, which is the northeast region of Thailand that not many tourists go to. It's mostly flat farmland, but the scenery can still be beautiful. We pulled in for a stop at Khon Kaen, which I really recommend as a city, and at this point we were running about an hour late. The bus did make this annoying squeak every now and then, but I had AirPods in watching my shows on my phone. The sun was just starting to set and Isan has beautiful sunsets, so I just watched that over the fields out the window. And then about an hour before arrival you get given a little hand wipe and a carton of soy milk, and before I knew it we were in Udon Thani and it was time to get off. That's me. Oh, my legs are stiff. No, it's okay, thank you. I've arrived. Oh, I'm steaming up. Kopkunka. Right. Oh, I'm humid. I have arrived in Udon Thani. My 9-hour bus is done. It was an hour late. However, now is finally the time when I can tell you the price. So I paid the equivalent of £18 for that 9-hour journey. And to be honest, I think that was definitely worth it. To get your meals included, your snacks included. You got a carton of juice, a carton of soy milk, wipes, packet of crisps I think it was, and a main meal with like chicken and a blanket. And the service was lovely. The hostess was so nice. She told me that actually I'd be better getting off at that station because that one is closer to my hotel than the one that I'd originally booked, which is the station before. So they kindly let me stay on for like an extra 5 minutes, which was so nice. And I love that they have their own little uniform, everything. Yeah, it was a little bit dated and yeah, we were an hour late, but I'm so happy with that. Definitely felt like first class service to me. So now I'm here in Udon Thani, and I think that's going to be the end of the video, but let me know if you would travel on a bus like that for 9 hours. There's a flight, but I just enjoyed seeing the scenery. Let me know if you would do that down in the comments below, and I'm going to go and check into my hotel now. So I'll see you guys next time for another video. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time for a brand new video. Bye guys!